What does better look like for your organisation? That's the key question which underpins the Better Before ideology, which I encourage business owners and leaders to adopt. Better Before is about focusing on improvement rather than growth for growth's sake. And it is for a lot of business an ideological switch, but it's one well worth it once they've made it. Now, to do this, we need to address some of the current issues within the current business. The first thing is that there might be a limiting mindset in your business at the moment, the one that I call the OK syndrome, where there's no real great problem so that we tick on doing what we've always done, and it limits our ability to get better because we accept that OK is OK. The missing element is questioning the status quo. Because we've been busy growing, we've just accepted things as they are, and we haven't maybe spent enough time looking at ways to get better and what better actually means or looks like from that point of view. So as part of adopting the Better Before Bigger ideology, it's about questioning the status quo. And the new perspective which I encourage leaders to adopt is to think always about future fit. So are our offerings relevant for the future rather than just the current? And are we spending enough time, enough resource on developing new and better ways of serving our customers, new and better products, new and better ways of engaging our employees? So it really is a fundamental, all-consuming approach. Now there's three core components which this really applies to, which I'd encourage you to think about. The first is the differentiators. That's what makes you different from other businesses. And for most businesses, it's the way they compete. So they can compete on being different rather than being lower price. But what happens over time is your differentiators get eroded if you're not careful. And when you start out, you are definitely better than everybody else, but they catch up. And unless we're continually improving the offering, improving the service, the chances are we're not that differentiated. Aligned with that is the offerings themselves. And sometimes when we're growing a business, we end up with too many offerings, too random, trying to serve too many markets. And that doesn't actually help us. It feels like it does, but in reality, it reduces our profitability, it confuses customers, it means we're less niched. So all of those things are a byproduct of continual growth, where if we're not careful, we just end up with a really long menu, and that impacts the business in a number of ways negatively. And the final consideration which you need to think about is, have you got the right stakeholders on board? Now by stakeholders, I mean employees, clients, customers, partners, even shareholders, and are they future fit? Again, sometimes we hold on to relationships for too long, and those relationships served us initially, but we start to get diminishing returns. And the Better Before ideology gets you to challenge that, gets you to create new client personas, gets you to review your existing employees to see whether they are actually future fit. So it's a really important element, along with the differentiators and the offerings, to make sure that the business you've got is going to be fit for the future rather than just fit for the present. And there's three benefits to adopting this Better Before Bigger ideology. The first is you create instilled curiosity in the business, across the whole business, as to what better could look like. So you're challenging all your employees and all your contractors to think about better ways of doing things rather than just doing more of the same. By doing this, you're increasing empowerment. So you're helping them to come up with the solution. So rather than everything coming from the top down, it brings a bottom-up mentality. And as part of that, you'll then improve engagement. So you'll get more buy-in from the various stakeholder groups because you're asking them to be getting involved in creating a better business. Now, this is a big piece of work, but it's a really important piece of work if you want to create a business which works more autonomously without you dictating everything. More and more business owners are realizing is a better way to run a business, is to think about better before bigger and allow bigger just to take care of itself. If you've got a better organization generating better profits with better retention, what's the problem? So is now the right time for you to consider a better before bigger ideology rather than a growth for growth's sake one? In the next video, I'll be talking about embrace the plateau, which is the mindset you need to bring in order to deliver the better before bigger ideology.